Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Matthew Rosenberg's Violent Side, issue number 12. The Punisher, issue number 12. Anyway, holy crap. There's not a lot words in here, man. It's just violence. This is a brand new story arc. I guess you could jump on with this issue. I was just going back to as early as you possibly can, though. Honestly, the moment you see Matthew Rosenberg's name on the Punisher, go back to there and start with that issue because, damn. All right, so Frank Castle in the War on the Streets. Well, just War on the Streets, Part 1. Wow, man, the art inside the inside here, yeah, that thing. That's by Gabriel Del and it's gorgeous, man. Wow, like that's commission worthy. That's real talk. All right, so I may have spoiled that Matthew Rosenberg is the writer. Artist is Simon Kodransky. Colors Antonio Fabella. Letters VC's Corey Petit. Cover artist Greg Smallwood, and the designer is Anthony Gambino. Wow, man. Wow, Mark Basso gets a special thanks in here. So we find out how Frank was able to survive the plane crash in the previous issue. There's no specific details on it. It's just talked about, which is fine. It was a hell of an ending, man. I think maybe Rosenberg heard that. What do you call it? Hickman was going to come over here and take this book too. So he's like, you know what? That's it. I'm just going to kill him. Let's see him work his way out of this one. It's like, no, you're going to keep on this book. It's X-Men that he's taking over. He's like, oh, crap. How am I going to get the Punisher out of this one? Anyway, it was wicked, man. It's like Frank's got some serious brain trauma, some serious concussions. Like his brain is twice as big as the inside of his skull at this point. And he's just mad. He's trying to vent some pent-up freaking frustrations on people. He's pissed. And pretty much everybody that they show in this comic book gets shot with an arrow or with a bullet or gets a trap set on them or blowed up. And just, it's really bad. There's a really cool, by bad I mean violent. The book is awesome. Like, oh, wow. Dude, if ever I'm pissed off, I could just sit down and read a Punisher book and then, press the book afterwards. Because I'm just going to be like, and, crush it with my fingers. But after that, like, I'm going to feel better about myself. It's like, I feel like I just killed all these people. Yet nobody has to really get hurt. Yo, man. Frank was just, he laid into everybody. And then even his friends who did the most outrageous things possible come along, and he winds up killing some of those people too, because they made a mistake. That was a bit much. At this point, I feel like Rosenberg is really expressing to us that, that he is not a good guy. Frank Castle is simply not a good guy. I'm okay with that. Because through all the violence, if you really read into what's being said here, Frank actually explains how he's not the good guy. He doesn't believe he's the good guy. It's not about that, Frank doesn't determine who the good guys who the good guys are. He determines who the bad guys are. That's an interesting take on Frank. And it makes sense until later on you realize who he's actually killing, and it's like, oh, wow. Wow. So there is nobody who walks in Frank's circles personally, purposely walks into his circles and comes out unscathed, if even alive. Nobody makes out in this book except Frank. Again, that's not to say that he's villainous, but he is definitely not a good guy. This is where you got to have that dimmer switch on your comic book understanding. If you only look at comic books as, well, there's the good guys and there's the bad guys. Nah, dude. This ain't like professional wrestling prior to Stone Cold Steve Austin. This is straight up. There is a dimmer switch on the wall, and there is no on and off. There's shades of gray in between. And Punisher is, he's looking darker and darker as time goes on. We get a welcome back Frank moment here at the very end of the book, and I thought there was a really cool nod to another, cool comic book. But Frank is, make no mistake, and we already saw this. We already saw this is what's going to happen, but I'm going to show you the cover for the next issue. Yeah, Frank is coming back to New York City. He's back right now. He's in Coney Island, and he's going after the Kingpin. He just saw a newspaper clipping from the Daily Bugle. Actually, did they show if it like who the writer on that was? Did they? No, they didn't. Oh, that stinks. That stinks. Anyway, would have been nice. Would have been a nice little subtext. But anyway, this was a good comic book, man. Like, this is, for all the violence inherent in this comic book, you gotta go out of your way to find something to think about in the book. But once you do, it's like, where exactly is Rosenberg taking this character of ours? You know what I'm saying? At this point, I feel like he's the type who would kill a cop. If not just if he was dirty. Frank would kill a dirty cop. But more than that, like, if he just saw a cop, I don't know, taking it too easy on a known felon, would that happen? Nah. Right? Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.